And what up everybody, it's Anime Junkie and welcome to part 12 to What If Deku Could Use Haki. And now let's get to the intro.
Late nights messing up my sleep, so I'm flustered. Taking out aggression with my pen because I trust it. Right in front to get myself a lamb color cuts for the game. Leave him hanging by his chain. Click bang, feeling rage, feeling fire in my brain, feel insane. And the story feels flames will be fine to my brain, bringing more free no glory.
Okay guys, let's get right into it. I don't want to waste any more time because this story is already behind a lot. And this is like part 12 and we're only at the start of the sports festival, so we need to get through this quick. So let's get started. So except for Bakugo, this time it's Deku who's actually doing the speech for class 1A and the entire school student body, and he's the one who's doing the speech, and everybody actually likes him because he's really kind, he's soft, and yeah. So this time he's not like Bakugo who just says everyone's gonna be losers and they're just extras and I'm gonna be the number one, so get out of my way. He's not gonna be like that. He's gonna be like, okay, let's try our best and let's try to impress everyone in the sports festival. So then a few hours later, the first part of the sports festival starts. It is the obstacle race and everybody's in that tunnel thing or that gate, and Todoroki, like usual or in the anime, he creates that but he coats the whole entire ground with ice, and a lot of people weren't fast enough or they don't have that fast reflexes. They got trapped into the ice, but Deku, he knew that, and Bakugo actually, he was just good enough because he was just really ready to get out of here, and he was already using his quirk before the start, so he was floating around, so he never actually got stuck. And Uraraka, she has a talent for observation haki, so she knew what was coming. So Uraraka, Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki, and all the others are just trapped, but they eventually, class 1A gets themselves loose and starts chasing those 4 students. So Todoroki's surprised that Uraraka actually dodged the attack, and he's surprised that Deku did too, because there's no way they would have known. And Bakugo was the only one who was lucky that time. Deku and Uraraka knew what they were doing because of their observation haki. So as soon as those 4 are running, 3 robots come at them from the front, and Deku knows this. He's not gonna fight them because he doesn't want to slow himself down by just fighting those robots and letting the other 4 take charge. So he's just gonna start his airwalk and just go over the robots and leave the robots to the 3 of them. So Uraraka's not just gonna stand there and attack them. She makes her body light and she actually uses her haki to enhance her physical abilities and starts running away faster. So Bakugo takes down the robot in front of them, Todoroki takes down the robot at the left, and Uraraka's forced to take on the robot at the right because she's the only one over there. So then Uraraka's having a lot of trouble with that robot, so Deku sees this and comes to her rescue and destroys the robot with one punch with One for All, and he goes on his way again. So Uraraka's happy that his knight in shining armor, Deku, actually saved him, and she starts running away too. So all 3 of them chase Deku, and Uraraka's at 4th place in that 4-man group. She's in 4th place, and Bakugo is in 3rd place, really close to Todoroki, because Bakugo took the longest to, he didn't took the longest, but he took longer than Todoroki. So Todoroki's ahead of Bakugo, and Deku is like a kilometer ahead of Todoroki and the others. With Deku's airwalk, he just goes over the first obstacle and the second obstacle, who doesn't really need help because he knows airwalk, and that's it. He comes first, and the rest of the 3 students are having trouble with the 2 obstacles. So yeah, Deku comes first place. So in the cavalry battle, he gets 10 million points, and Uraraka actually gets a lot of points in this one. So when Deku and Uraraka team up again, they have more points than they had in the original series, because this time Uraraka has at least let's say 100 points. No, yeah, 100 points should be right. So she has 100 points on her, and however many points the other teammates have, it doesn't really matter, but it's still like 10 million and 100 points, and they're way over everyone, so they just dodge everyone in the cavalry battle. So they stay safe, nobody actually got their points. They stay out of all the battles and stay in the corner hiding, and when the battle's over, First place, Deku and Uraraka's team at 10 million and something. And then it's Todoroki's and then Bakugo's. Bakugo got distracted by Momoa again, and Todoroki was just trying to get as many points as he could. So that's why he's in second place, and Deku and Uraraka are on first place. Okay, so let's move on to the third part of the sports festival. So it's the one-on-one tournament, and the first match is Deku versus Sincho. I hate his name. So of course he senses the attack coming at him, and he knows that his quirk is to do something with brainwashing and stuff, and also Ojiro actually warned him. So he completely knocks him out with his invisible Haki and blows him outside of the ring. Everybody outside is shocked at the invisible force that he just released. They don't know if it's his quirk because they thought he could just control air or something and he can walk on it or something like that, because that's what they saw in the tournament or in the sports festival. So Sincho fails, he loses, and Deku wins. So let's move on. So no other fight is important except for Bakugo and Uraraka's fight. So it's part 1 of, or the invisible armament Haki against a full control of observation Haki and the zero gravity quirk, and also Bakugo's explosion quirk. But in the end, Bakugo ends up winning because he has a lot more range and his attacks are a lot more wider, because in one hand he can let out a giant explosion that took out those rocks that Uraraka did in the original anime series, and with the other end he can create an invisible force that Uraraka can get also attacked by, so it doesn't leave any room for Uraraka to dodge or use her observation Haki with. So that's it for Uraraka and Bakugo's fight. So Bakugo moves on just like in the anime, but this time both of the contestants are way stronger than the original ones in the anime. So after this, let's move on to Deku and Todoroki's fight. Deku eventually wins because this time he actually uses Conqueror's Haki and easily knocks out Todoroki after he convinced him to use his Fire Side, because right at the moment he was about to use his Fire Side, he uses his Conqueror's Haki to knock him out, but the attack still went, so he just had to dodge it with his observation Haki. I know that outcome is pretty boring, but that's how, if anyone would be attacked by Todoroki's attack, that's what they would do anyways. And some of you might disagree why Conqueror's Haki wouldn't work on Todoroki. Of course it will, because he's been scarred and tortured by his father all his life, and he has a really weak mind. And if Deku just talking to him and convincing him to use his Fire Side that he hates so much, I think he has a pretty weak mind to start off with. And I think in the future it will be more difficult to actually do that to Todoroki with Conqueror's Haki, because he will get stronger and his mentality would change and get stronger with that, and he will start to accept things and get stronger. So the final battle, 2 Haki users, armament Haki user Bakugo with the explosion quirk, and Deku with all 3 of the Haki and All Might's quirk, one for all. So they do fly around a little. Bakugo knows how to fly and Deku knows the airwalk. They have their battle in the sky a little, but since Bakugo needs his hands to attack, he's too busy flying, so Deku can attack with his arms and legs at the same time. So eventually Deku ends up overpowering Bakugo with his power of one for all, also his all 3 types of Haki, and his upgraded version or stronger advanced version of armament Haki against the part 1 version of Bakugo's Haki. So there was already a clear winner. So Bakugo is the winner. In 4th place it is Uraraka, and then Bakugo, no, not Bakugo, Todoroki, and then Bakugo, and then Deku. Let's just say 4th place is shown this time because I just want to see or let everyone see that Uraraka is actually kind of special and she's pretty strong, because last time there were no female contestants in the top 3, so I want to put Uraraka there just to be like, okay, there is a woman out there that is strong. And yeah, and Uraraka's parents, I also want to show them that Uraraka actually did good and came in 4th place. So whenever that ceremony is happening, All Might shows up, gives medal to every single person, and Uraraka doesn't really get a medal because she's in 4th place. So yeah, after a few days the results come in class 1A, Aizawa shows everyone how many people actually got requests from internships. Deku was the first person, in 1st place with the most requests, and then Todoroki, Bakugo, and then Uraraka at 4th. Deku is going to be going to Night Eye's agency, Bakugo is going to be going to Endeavor's agency, so is Todoroki, and Uraraka is going to be going to Gunhead's agency. So the only two changes that happen is Deku and Bakugo, they'll be going to different agencies. And this time, I'm not actually going to let Endeavor ignore Bakugo and just focus on Todoroki. He thinks that Bakugo also has the same potential to beat Endeavor. So if he thinks he has two really awesome devices or maybe weapons to fight against All Might, the better. So he's also going to be training Baku with his explosion quirk and how he can use his flames better, and also Todoroki with his flames and ice. So Baku actually gets some good training in this internship, and Deku also gets some training, and he also gets to meet Mirio because he's going to Night Eye's agency. He doesn't really make fun of All Might this time. Well, you haven't already seen it because it wasn't in season 3 at all, but this was actually in the manga when he actually got to Night Eye, but he accidentally became nervous and he put the All Might face on, and that pissed off Night Eye. So yeah, this time he's not going to piss him off, and he's actually going to be kind to him, and he also tells him how All Might is cool and how he's been training him and stuff, and that's cool and stuff. So next week I'm going to be covering the Stain arc, or the Stain arc or the Hosu City attack, and after that, so stay tuned. I hope you guys like this What If series. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and as always, Anime Junkie out.